Right, here we go. It's time for another starting at 11 prediction. This time for Saturday's game at Pittodrie against Aberdeen, and we only need a single point to wrap up the title. This week obviously started similar to the week before as an emotional one for everyone involved at Celtic with the passing of Stevie Chalmers, the man who scored the most important goal in Celtic's history, another icon as part of that Lisbon Lion team. And our thoughts are with Stevie's family at this time after what has, I'm sure, been a very difficult week. Other than that, this week, some housekeeping from the channel. We've passed 1 million views, which is absolutely incredible. You might have seen our wee announcement video on Twitter and on Instagram. So thank you so much for that. That's a massive milestone for us. I didn't think in a million years that we would get 1 million views in the first 9 or 10 months. That's incredible. So thank you to everyone. And we'll crack on with the team for Saturday then. In goals, it is going to be Scott Bain. I thought he was terrific last week. We obviously came through a really sticky spell in the game where he was called into action a few times. He made a few great saves, obviously the one-on-one with Burke. I think he'd won the second half with Burke as well. He tipped over the bar. Another clean sheet for him. I think he's been absolutely terrific since he's been handed that number 1 jersey. He's really came on. I think he's even surpassing what we expected of him, even since he came in January. He's been absolutely brilliant. So he'll be in goals. Right back, Mikael Lustig. We've been over this. I think there's only 4 games left of the season now, including the Scottish Cup final. So it looks like it's Lustig's position. Toljan has he's just dwindled straight out of the team. Even at left back with Izagiri the past couple of weeks, I thought Toljan might have came in, but Neil Lennon just doesn't seem to fancy him. So it'll be Lustig at right back. Centre half, Jozo Simunovic, the scorer of that incredible goal last week in the 67th minute. So he'll continue in there again. He's been fantastic the past few weeks, really stating his claim to be a first choice centre half going into the beginning of next season in the Champions League qualifiers. Alongside him, Celtic's Young Player of the Year, Christopher Ajer. Again, he's been absolutely brilliant. Astounded that he's not nominated for the PFA award. There's a few strange ones in there. I can't believe Edward isn't in for Young Player of the Year either. But anyway, Ajer will be in at centre half, that's for sure, on Saturday. Left back, Neil Lennon said today in the press conference that Kieran Tierney's back in contention. He's been training again. I don't know where his fitness is at. I think the debate about whether we should even risk him in these next 4 games, it's probably one for another day. We're unsure if he needs surgery and stuff like that, but as I say, Izagiri is long past it, and it's a disgrace really that he's still here, because I think when a player goes to Saudi Arabia towards the end of his career, it is to play out his retirement, and we've brought him back, and I think you can see that he's not good enough anymore to play for Celtic in that position. And that's no slight on him, because again, when he first came, he was brilliant, and he served the club well, but as we've said again and again, he's just not at the level we need. So if KT's fit, I think he will start in there, and that will really help us down the left hand side on this one. Midfield, we know 2 positions basically pick themselves. Scott Brown, winner of the goal of the season and the double Player of the Year winner at the Celtic Awards last Sunday, Callum McGregor, will be in alongside him. In front of them, it was Rogic last week. I almost managed to get the team right last week, by the way. Can you believe that? I think I went for Hayes and it was Sinclair instead. So I was 1 out. Hopefully I'll get it right this week. It was Tom Rogic in the 10 role. Again, I think he's still getting up to speed. I think we've seen a few rash shots from him, almost like the Tom Rogic of old, just shooting for everywhere. A few wild ones as well. But with the more games, I think he will get up to speed, and he's a massive player for us. He's got a great record against Aberdeen, and we know that, so I expect him to start in here. I don't think it'll be in Cham. He replaced him last week. I just think in terms of way for him, I think he's much better playing at home just now while he's going through this little spell. So I expect it to be Tom Rogic in there. Right wing, James Forrest, nominated for the PFA award along with Callum McGregor as well. Maybe he'll be looking to pick up that award, given he lost out on both of the Celtic awards. His numbers have been terrific. Again, last week I thought he had really quiet spells in the game, but I don't expect anybody to start ahead of him out there. I mean, Buck, we haven't seen Buck on the right wing, and he hasn't even featured for the past 3 or 4 weeks. So Forrest out on the right. On the left, I'm going to go with Johnny Hayes because I think that's who Neil Lennon will go with. Good performance against Aberdeen the last time out. So I expect him to start out there. We've seen Scott Sinclair start last week. Neil Lennon said today that Scott Sinclair is going to be here for another year. Obviously, there's been talk about the contract issue and stuff like that. And it's been massively debated about Scott Sinclair's position in the squad, his form. We all like to hark back to that first season and how well he played then, but I think regardless of his dips in form, he's always contributed a lot of goals and assists. And whenever we do lose him, that's something that we're going to have to make up for in the team and replace. But I expect it to be Johnny Hayes for this one. We know what we're getting. Direct, quick, lots of crosses. We've seen this week that the crosses under Neil Lennon have doubled so far. So that's obviously a very direct strategy that Neil Lennon has changed. He wants us to get the ball into the box more often. It's not really working for us, as I touched on last week. It's not playing to Edouard's strengths. We don't have any midfield runners arriving late in the box either, in terms of Christie being a big miss for us. So it's not really working for us, but I don't expect it to change. We'll see how it goes with this one. Again, you can only compare with the last game against Aberdeen where we did win it comfortably. So I expect us to do the same again this weekend. Up top, it is going to be Odsonne Edouard, the top goal scorer. As I say, a wee bit baffling that he's not nominated for Young Player of the Year in Scotland. He's been brilliant. I know he's been out with injury, but the level that he's played at when he's been fit has been very good. Big game player, scores big goals at big times, and again I think he's got the best goals per minute ratio in the league, so baffling he's not up for that award, but he will lead the line for Celtic on Saturday. And even though we only need a point, I expect us to get all three and play to get all three, of course, because that's what we do. Aberdeen, their home form has been patchy to say the least, and we've got a great record up there. So no need for extra motivation for the players. One more game to get the title over the line and wrap up 8 in a row, concentrate in the Scottish Cup final against Hearts, and hopefully wrap up that unprecedented treble. That's it for this week. You know what to do. Like the video, don't forget to comment your own thoughts below, and subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you up at Pittodrie on Saturday. Thank you.